you get this ache in your chest. It's hard to explain, but it's like this ache. And it's not a physical thing. And you can't, it doesn't go away no matter what you do. It just doesn't go away. And by cutting, it relieves the pain. It relieves the pain.
Sometimes you'll figure, I may be better off if I'm not living, than feeling like you're dehumanizing because you have to put your milk carton inside of the toilet to keep it cold, and it's the same place you take a dump. I'm thinking about doing something negative. You understand what I'm saying? Not doing something positive, because how could you think about doing something positive when you have nothing positive being locked into a box?
I heard somebody died. He was Dominican, he didn't speak English, and the officer told him to do something, gave him an order, but he just stood there and didn't move. But I don't think it was because he was trying to be, rebellious. It was just that I don't think he understood what was said. And they went in the cell and they was beating him with the sticks, right? It was like 3 of them. And the sticks would miss him, hit the wall, and it would reverberate through my cell. It was just like, and I heard his cries, and it was crazy because people just came out of their cells and went on with their day. People were like, yo, who got Kool-Aid? Somebody got cigarettes? Nobody missed a step. It was just business as usual after that.
You want to hold on to that understanding that this is insane, because if you lose it, then you kind of become conformed to it. And once that happens, there is no, redemption or rehabilitation, as they like to say. Because it's not meant for you to change for the better.
I started to feel like an animal. You leave an animal in the cage long enough, when you open the cage door, they won't even come out. And if they do come out, they tiptoe around and they go right back. And I felt like that, and I wanted to break that cycle. I wanted to break out of that. It was like bondage to me. It was like slavery.
I couldn't see the day where I was gonna get out. Rikers Island is a place where a lot of people don't have distinct time. They don't have direct time. I know guys who've been there for 5 or 6 years fighting a case that they're innocent for.
I remember there was a time where I actually contemplated suicide. And I remember my mom coming to see me, and she grabbed me by my shoulders. And she told me, man, she said, if you don't give up on yourself, I'm never gonna give up on you. She said, do what you have to do to survive, but make it home in one piece. And that voice right there, she says, please, she begged me. She says, come home, because I'm not gonna be able to take it if they take you away from me and you take your own life. And I kept hearing that small, still voice in my mind while I was in the bank. And little did I know that, it was God that kept talking to her and talking to me not to give up.
What I used to see was from Rikers Island and most of the buildings I've been to, I could definitely see the airport, and I hated seeing the planes take off and land. I hated that, because I always wanted to know where they going, man.